Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking About Rock. I'm Rob Edwards. Well, the summer concert series really heated up here for us last week at Highmark Stadium, the home of the Buffalo Bills. We finally got our 2-year waiting over with the stadium tour coming to town with Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan Jett, just putting on a fabulous show with the new openers, Classless Act. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed it. And we also had a double shot the next day as Metallica rolled into town, also at Highmark Stadium, just bashing out the metal for everyone that had waited for that show as well. Amazing time. A little crazy there out there in Orchard Park for those 2 days, and then they had the Bills opener there the next day against the Colts. So I'm sure they scrambled a little bit to get the facilities cleaned up and ready to go. I myself was able to catch a living legend at the Seneca Niagara Casino. Ace Frehley himself was there to rock the house, put on an amazing show with his smoking guitar, compliments of John Jeffrey from Kiss This, as his guitar that night had failed him, and one of our local Kiss tribute bands was tapped to bring an instrument for Ace to do his solo, and we're so happy and glad that they were able to do that. Opening the show, New Rockers, the self-proclaimed bastards of New York City. Cora Rosick was there to rock the house. My first time seeing this opener, and I was quite surprised on how polished and tight this act was. I got a chance to speak with Cora a couple moments after the show, and we'll be bringing an interview with him on our show as soon as we can. But next here, we want to get to today's guests for you coming up here next. Okay, we are so happy to have with us our returning guests today. We spoke with them a little while back. They released their self-titled debut album at the end of 2021, and they've been burning up the charts here on Spotify. We're so happy to have with us back here Steve Libby and Kenny Knight, guys from Nashville, Tennessee, from Lost Circus. How's it going, guys? Oh, I think. Hello, I can't hear you guys. Can you hear me?
No, wait a minute.
What about now?
Hello?
There we go. All right, guys. How are you doing tonight, man?
Excellent. How's it going, brother?
Awesome. So glad to have you guys back on the show. I know we've been chatting here a little bit here back and forth, mostly with you, Steve. I see you here on social media a lot. So I don't know who wants to start here. If you want to start, Steve or Kenny, you want to tell us what's been going on with the band and what's been happening. I know you guys been booking gigs and different things. You've had a couple different videos come out. What's going on right now?
Take it away, Kenny. You're the social butterfly.
We're back in rehearsals, getting ready for our show coming up in September, and we have started writing a couple of new riffs for a couple of new songs, so that's in progress. We have a few shows that were pending emails and confirmations and stuff like that. So the train is still rolling. We stay in the background a lot. We only post things that we know are going to happen. So
right, when you get something totally confirmed, I know it's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
I get the same type of thing.
we do a lot behind the scenes that we don't never even mention. So
Yeah. We're trying to spread out too. Different places, maybe tentatively looking at 4 or 5 places to play. We're just waiting for all the cards to fall in place before we can say anything or mention anything. So
right, I totally understand. Maybe you got some fall dates you're working on also. Is that what I'm hearing? Maybe. What's that?
It's intrigue.
It's intrigue.
That's
okay.
what we're doing. Yeah. What are those guys doing?
we can't tell you everything, then you wouldn't have us back.
Right. Well, you got to give us an exclusive on some stuff. So I'll pick your brain a little bit, Kenny, because you mentioned it. You said you're starting to write some new riffs and some new tracks. So, yeah. Excuse me. So you guys are planning on going back in the studio then maybe after the summer, or?
Yeah, it'll be a while. We're still riding this first album. We don't feel like we've had enough time to get it out to the people yet. So, you know, we want to play some shows and ride this album, but then again, we want to have something to do, you know, for the next thing too. So Brian and I are putting some riffs together and sending them to Steve. And, you know, if a song comes out of it, good. And if not, then we'll just keep trying. Everything we write doesn't turn into a full-blown song. So,
Right. Maybe keep it on the back burner, or keep it for
Yeah.
later if you need something, or to kind of pick through your archive of stuff you have. I totally get that. I know a lot of folks write a lot of times when they're touring, when they're out, they'll get new ideas for new things that they're seeing, you know, new experiences they're going through. So that'll kind of jar them a little bit, get back onto the writing bus, as it were, to kind of get back into that vein.
we have 2 songs left over from the first album that we did not record. So we have 2 songs finished and ready to record. And we have a couple of pieces of another 2 songs. So we're just trying to decide if, you know, does it fit our format, and do we want to carry on with it? And if so, then that'll be 4 songs. And,
Yeah.
you know,
I get
we'll
a-
leave enough.
I get a feeling that, sorry, Kenny. I've got a feeling that we're gonna have a couple heavier songs on this next one, just from the stuff I've been seeing.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a couple heavier songs, but we also, because we haven't really done it that much, we've got a duet, a duet ballad that in the hard rock heavy metal vein. So we've got 3 completed songs. We got to fine tune that, and we've got someone in mind for the vocals, the female vocals on.
So like kind of like the power ballad type of thing. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
power ballad, yeah. And then the stuff that Kenny and Brian have sent to me, I've got some good ideas. Yep.
And you're usually writing the lyrics for the tracks, right, Steve?
Yep, I do. I don't let anyone else write lyrics because they're all stupid. Oh, did I say that out loud? I will take any, I don't think these guys want to, but I would listen to anything.
Well, I dig your lyrics for sure. I was listening to the album again today, you know, with like, especially She's a Fire, you know, and I'm just, the words are just turning through my mind, and I'm like, wondering what's going on in his life when he's writing stuff like this, you know.
That was written about my wife, Melissa, pretty much. I mean, it's hard to put into words. Her mom, when we first got together, she's like, "You need to write a song about Melissa." All right, thanks for pushing that on me. You know how hard it is to do anyway. You know?
Right.
But I mean,
well, you're supposed to be doing that anyway. You should have had one like, you know, set aside or something, right?
But you know, your better half is always a big influence on what you do. So
Oh, for sure.
she's
For
always
sure.
been a huge influence on my inner story thing. But and then sometimes you'll just write a story that has nothing to do with real life. I think that's one of the things that people don't realize is not every song that you hear is written on someone's firsthand experience. You know, some of the songs on the other, I mean, Ashes and Rain, it's kind of got it's kind of like got a gothy, vampire-y, plus has something to do with a relationship that everyone can understand, but you kind of you give it a little more detail, a little more thought, and try to make it a little more movie-ish or bigger story than what it really is. And then there's some songs you just don't, you just write.
Right. I'm assuming you just probably come up with ideas too. I mean, I know I do that every once in a while. Something will just, some phrase or something will just come to you and you can just write around it. And like you said, there was no situation. It just kind of came about and you just kind of went with an idea.
That's a lot of
something
it.
like
I
that.
mean, I'll get a melody in my head, and like when these guys send me some riffs, and I'll sing nonsensical stuff, and then a melody will click, and then I'll be like, oh. And sometimes I'll just say like on This Place Is Mad, I wrote the first 2 lines the very first time I put lyrics on it. I mean, put vocals to it to see what I could come up with, and that came up with that. That was a really easy song to write. It just came out. Some of them take forever, you know, or it seems like it takes forever. I've got 4 or 5 that I've never even gotten halfway through that I really like, but I don't know what to do. So
Yeah, that video seems like you guys had definitely so much fun doing that, and I look forward to more videos from you guys. I'm sure you're probably got that in the back of your mind, some ideas for different stuff for sure.
we do. We're going to start working on a storyboard for something. Oh, exclusive. We're gonna start working on a storyboard for a song. Won't tell you what song, but it'll be one of the songs.
Okay, well, we hope you'll keep us in the loop on what's happening with
Yeah,
different
absolutely.
stuff like that. And if you got some premiere videos or something coming out, we'd like to hear about it when you're ready to talk about it a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So Kenny, some of the riffs that you're coming up with and some of the ideas, what do you use for inspiration? Is it just stuff that kind of comes to you, or stuff that's influenced you that you've heard, or what do you think?
Yeah, I sit around and just practice a lot, and I try to come up with catchy riffs that I think, would this sound good on the radio?
She's a
Can
fire.
Yeah. Can you hum it in your head? If you can hum it and sing it in your head, to me, that's a good riff.
No.
So, like She's a Fire, She's a Fire was written for my love of Slash. The whole Slash thing, that guy can write some riffs, and Sweet Child of Mine, that's the whole riff that I wrote for She's a Fire is kind of in a backwards inversion of the beginning of the Sweet Child of Mine, So, and I thought, you know what, I can take this really cool lick and change it around and make it me, but still make it very noticeable when the first thing you hear when you hear that lick, it's She's a Fire. And the same thing with Sweet Child of Mine. Within 2-3 notes that is Slash.
Right.
And that was the feel I was looking for on that song. So I try to base my songs about just a catchy riff that people are going to remember, and you'll see that out of me coming up on the new stuff that I'm writing too. I'm really into that big rock riff.
Right. And do you like to experiment with with different tones and different effects and things like that as you're doing this, or you like to be more clean?
Well, Brian's more of the trickster. He's Brian is really good at the whammy bar and a lot of that kind of stuff, and he uses more effects than I do. I'm more of a straight player, but
And that would be Brian Bloomer, your other guitarist.
yeah. But I do use some tricks and effects too, throughout some of the songs, especially like on Broken Shadows. I'm using a flanger on some part and a rotary on another, and so yeah, I mix that stuff in. But I would say Brian is more of the effects trickster kind of guy.
Gotcha. Yeah, you mentioned Broken Shadows, and that was, I think, the first track that I heard from the album, and that really got me into your sound. I really liked that a lot, definitely, when that came out. Very heavy, and it was catchy to me, and I really liked that a lot. When I heard that song, wanted to make me listen to the rest of the album for sure. It was a nice opening.
That's the one we chose to lead. Yeah, She's a Fire. That's the one we chose to come out with because it was probably our most radio friendly, and it helped us out quite a bit. I mean, through the college circuit, internet radios and all, whatever, whoever would pick us up and play us, they latched onto that one pretty quick.
Yeah. I know the streaming is doing well for you. So yeah, so what's been happening with the airplay? You mentioned some college radio, some other things.
I don't know. Let's ask Chad.
Oh, Chad's not here. So we'll have to bust his chops because he was late to the show here, late to the program.
He may be driving. Who knows?
Yeah, he works weird hours. I think me and Kenny are the only two that have normal straight hourly day things. I know Brian and Tom are all over the country, and Chad's a computer whiz for a huge company, and yeah, it's always something.
Check out my.
But that's great. You guys are definitely getting more airplay than just Spotify. You're getting it in different areas and stuff. And if you could let us know maybe where that's coming from or where you guys are seeing that would be great. I would love to hear about that some more.
Yeah, there's a guy. His name's Wes Ramsey. He does the Rockin' 30. He's out of Florida, and he plays us quite a bit. He's a huge fan of the band, and we're a huge fan of his. But he's got a really neat radio station, internet radio station. He does a lot of stuff for us, promoting us, and he's got some friends over in South Africa that he's hooked us up with, and over in England. And I think there's a guy named Josh who has a Scorpion Radio. I think his last name is pronounced Shatsky. I've never asked him, but he plays us all the time in a regular mix with all the big bands, and he's a good friend of ours too. Just there's a lot of people on our side, and we're thankful for everybody that gives us a shout out or gives us a spin. We get a lot of them. They pop up on Twitter all the time. Chad's our social guy and social media guy, and he's always tagging us and stuff so we can go retweet and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. You got to keep on top of that stuff.
Right.
You know, you mentioned England or the UK. That would be great to see you guys over there. I think you'd fit into perfectly with that. There's still seems to be a big rock following there.
Huge. Yeah.
You know, for lots of the bands, and a lot of times that's where a lot of the bands go and get a lot of touring experience there. You know, I've seen a lot of folks do that, and you know, in some of the other continents as well. You know,
that you see them playing over there, you know, they'll play for 20,000-40,000 people, and they come over here, they don't get as big a reception. You know, everyone still loves the big bands over here, but they play smaller places, unless it's like the stadium tour or Metallica or something like that. You know?
Right. Yeah. Rock is a hard seller right now because it's not the biggest thing that's going around right now. It's still the poppy, dancey, you know, techno-y things are still.
There still is. There's new music. I see bands all the time that I've never heard of because of what we're doing now. There's some really good bands out there. They're just in the vein of the 80s, but you know, updated, newer stuff, you know, different kinds of flavors out there. And they just need to be heard. And all these places in Nashville seem to be either shunning live original music or just shutting down, being bought out by the
Really.
Yeah. Seems like it.
Yeah, I know original is always been a difficult sell, but I totally agree with you. There's so many bands coming out. I hear new bands like every day because I'm always checking out, you know, who the latest releases from this album or that album. They're always sending me different stuff. Yeah. And there seems to be a new rock band popping up all the time, you know, just crazy.
And then some of the old guys like Ron Keel's got a new album out. Really? I mean, he's got his own show on satellite, you know, I mean, the old guys are still out there. The old girls, all of us, we're still out there. We just got to find them, got to hook up to the people who have, maybe fallen into the 9 to 5, you know, work week. You get on the weekends, you want to listen to some music that you grew up with. It's still out there, you know, so getting it in front of people is the hard thing. Yeah,
definitely. There's so many different, you know, 80s rockers coming back or putting out material. I think Lita Ford is trying to get back out there and doing some more touring. Robin McCauley, we spoke to him a while back with Black Swan. He's back at it, and I was hoping to catch some Whitesnake until they canceled everything. Unfortunately, I really wanted to see Joel.
Yeah, Hoekstra.
Yeah, I wanted to see Joel Hoekstra, and I love David Coverdale. He's just, I think he's an amazing singer, amazing frontman.
Oh, he's a legend, absolutely.
I've been saying that here recently. I've been trying to catch up on a lot of the concerts that I didn't see back then because, you know, a lot of our heroes are checking out on us. You know, they're getting older and some of them are not doing so well. So my thing is now, if you want to really see an artist, you better get out there and grab it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. I totally agree with you with that. I was lucky to catch Ace Frehley here this past weekend and catch his show at one of the casinos, which was really cool. But yeah, a lot of artists coming back. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dead Daisies, of course. Glenn Hughes coming back in the band. The Voice of Rock singing with them. I think that's an amazing fit.
What's that?
Dead Daisies are coming to Nashville soon with Enough's Enough.
Yeah. Enough's Enough is an underrated band. Oh my gosh. So I pushed them aside when they first came out. I was like, oh, this is too goofy. Fly High Michelle. You go back and listen to that stuff. Those guys were great.
They're talented.
Yeah, I think they really got overlooked in the day. I think people thought they were too much like a even more glammy version
Yeah.
of Poison, if that's a possibility,
Yeah.
right?
I was
were,
one of them. I was one of them. I kicked myself in the butt for not listening to more of them back in the day.
But I want to see the Daisies because of Glenn Hughes, and I'm a big Doug Aldrich fan. So
Yeah, I love the stuff they got coming out with. I was able to, get an early version of the new album and check that out. It's some great stuff that they're coming out with, and hopefully we'll be talking with them soon on the show about their upcoming tour and their album and stuff. And I just love his voice. They got such a great deal going on. He's in there playing bass for him now too.
oh yeah, he did a lot of that backup vocal stuff for Whitesnake back in the day.
Yeah, I don't think people are aware of that. Yeah. So what else is happening? Are you guys able to catch any shows out there while you're got your own stuff going on, or what's happening in Nashville?
I go to shows a lot. Me and Jerry,
Yeah.
we hit a lot of shows. Most recently, I went to. What did I do most recently? Oh, Styx, REO Speedwagon, and Loverboy.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Really good show.
That's an amazing hat trick. Yeah, I saw Styx last year and I was blown away. They were just outstanding,
Styx
right?
is awesome. And I was really surprised with REO Speedwagon. I've never seen them before. Kevin Cronin still got it.
Yeah.
He's 70 years old and still a really good vocalist.
Yeah.
Loverboy was good. I felt like Mike Reno he was struggling a little, but it was still really cool to see those guys just playing all those old songs. Every song they played was a hit. So
Right. Yeah, they had a ton of hits back in the day, right?
they did.
And it's so nice to see a lot of these artists that can still perform live and still do that. We always hear the mumblings of a lot of these different tours. They're using the backing tracks to complete their sound, to help them through the shows. And that's understandable. You get to a certain age and that's going to happen. I mean, as a fan, I'm kind of on the fence. It's like, yeah, you'd rather hear it live, but do you want to, maybe not hear as great of a show because of that? It's kind of a back and forth type of thing. I know that's a big debated thing on the internet all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I've got to get off of here. I've
He
got to
just
go.
disappeared.
I got to go take care of something for one of my
All right,
children.
you're a witch. There he is.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny. Well, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I've had a good time, and Steve can fill you in on our Accept show.
Oh yeah.
And I really don't have a whole lot more to add. So always a pleasure being on here and talking to you, man.
Definitely check in with us again, man. We hope to hear more stuff coming out, and let us know when the new tracks are. I'd love to get a little preview of the new tracks. That would be cool.
It'll be a while. They're in the two of them you can find on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
From where we played our show, we played those two songs. One of them's called Heartbreaker, and what's the other one, Jerry? It's killing me here. I can't remember it.
Huh? Oh, Fear of Falling.
Fear of Falling. There we go.
Fear of Falling. Yeah.
That's two new songs that will definitely be on the new album.
Yeah.
That did not make the recording sessions from the first album.
Yeah. And Paul Neighbors was the one that filmed for us there. Our good friend Paul.
All right, guys, I got to check out. I got to go take care of something. Thank you, man.
All right, Kenny Hen, have a good night, man. We'll chat with you soon.
See, now that he's gone, let's talk the real.
Talk about those crappy guitar licks of his.
All right, Steve. So Kenny kind of let it a little bit out of the bag. We wanted to talk about it. We know you guys are excited about it. The Accept show you guys got coming up September 29th. Tell us how that came about. What's happening with that?
Excuse me. It was I don't know. It's weird because I wasn't there, but Brian is in the Accept camp. He does some sound for them. So he goes on tour with them, and the first show of that tour is here in Nashville. So I think the story is, I'm not 100% sure. I think the story is he said, "Hey, while you guys, I'm going to be here anyway. Why don't you let my band open for you? Ha ha ha." Next thing you know, we are. So, someone keeps saying this when someone asks you to do something and it's Accept, welcome it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was surprised to see them back out myself touring. I wasn't sure they were coming back out, but like we were saying earlier, so many bands are coming back and doing shows.
Yeah. I don't believe they've done a lot of touring in the United States overall. So I think we should have some decent crowds. I mean, they're going to go, I think they've got 30 dates in the United States. I think that's what it was. And, but they already did the European leg of it. So.
And this is being billed as the Too Mean to Die tour.
Yeah. Their new album is really good.
So, and where are you guys going to be playing?
Brooklyn Bowl.
Brooklyn Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's Thursday, September 29th.
Mm-hmm.
You guys be opening for Accept at the Brooklyn Bowl. Excellent.
Yep.
Very
And,
cool.
Narcotic Wasteland is the second. Yeah, we're first. Narcotic Wasteland is second. We just kind of jumped on that show. So we're very privileged, very thankful we get to do it. So it'll be
Cool.
good.
Excellent. I hope Jerry is able to make it to that show and check you guys out. He wasn't able to join us tonight, unfortunately, but I'm sure he'll catch up with you and catch you guys at that show.
Right.
So excellent. So thank you so much, Steve, for being with us and staying here. I know Kenny had to fly, but it's always good to chat with you guys. If folks want to know more about you, where should they check you out? I guess on your social media is pretty much the
lostcircusofficial.com is our website where we have this fantastic merch.
Get your Lost Circus merch.
Get a hat. You can order a signed CD or a regular CD, and I don't know, we got some stuff. I got some giveaways at the shows. I'm going to give away some stuff too. So
Very cool.
Yep.
Excellent.
T-shirts and tanks, and
so get there early, folks. You might get some free merch from this man.
I might throw something out you.
You
never know.
Cool. Very cool. All right. And if you folks out there want to know more about us, you have comments or questions, please feel free to email us at talkingaboutrock@gmail.com. Please like us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And for this interview, the video, you can catch it on our YouTube channel, and it'll also be streaming on all the podcast services. Steve, thank you again for joining us, man, from Nashville. Appreciate it.
Dude, thank you for having us, sir. Appreciate
All right.
every second of it. And we'll just holler at us. We'll come back. If we get anything new, we'll email you and let you know what's going on, shoot you a message or whatever.
Yeah, keep us in the loop. I know you guys like to keep your circle tight there, but yeah, if you guys got any exclusive, we'd love to be able to share it with our audience.
Well, once it busts open, then it'll be different, but yeah.
All right, man. We'll chat again soon.
Okay, brother. Thank you.